All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Houston Rockets video. We're out here in Wisconsin. Took her to the mansion up in Wisconsin. So we're going to talk Christian Wood here. Now, this video idea has been swirling around in my head for quite some time now because as we near the draft, as we near just about everything going on in the offseason, the question has arisen, what's the word with Christian Wood? And to be honest with you guys, this is a guy who averaged in 41 games, 21 points, 9.5 rebounds. But it is important to note that, the Houston Rockets are the worst team in the NBA. They were the worst team. They had the worst record in the NBA. So while that's important to note, it also is important to note that Christian Wood was balling when he was with James Harden. He was still putting up 20 and 10 numbers. But the issue that kind of arose after James Harden got traded and the Houston Rockets proceeded to lose almost every single, 5 and 40 in their last whatever. It was really bad. And the question, while Christian Wood got hurt for about 17 games, the question arose, is Christian Wood good enough to take that next step to get your team to win games? And you look at guys around the league at similar ages. Christian Wood is only 25 years old. Keep that in mind. This is the first time he has averaged over 20 minutes per game. Keep that in mind as well. You compare him to guys like maybe Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, just players at that same age who are capable of winning games on their own. And that's kind of been the problem with Christian Wood is it's like, is he that first option on a championship team? And the answer that appeared this season is a no, but you got to keep in mind the Houston Rockets were dealing with just a lot of internal issues. They were dealing with a lot of injuries, to be quite frank. They had the most injuries I've ever seen in a single season. So the year was all around, but the question has become, should the Houston Rockets trade Christian Wood? Maybe if they don't fall in the top 4, should they trade Christian Wood for a top 4 pick? Here's the deal. Christian Wood's on a great contract. Christian Wood's going to want max in 2 years. He's got 2 years left on his contract, and in 2 years' time, he is going to want max money. Is Christian Wood worth max? That's the whole question. So the thing about Christian Wood is, personally, when I was scouting him was pretty much just around when I first started making Houston Rocket videos. I first started making Houston Rocket videos at the last week of November, right before the NBA season started. And Christian Wood, I was extremely high on Christian Wood. If you guys watched me around that time, I had that saying, Christian Wood, 20 and 10, put it in pen. And that is pretty much what he did. If you round up, he averaged about 10 rebounds and well over 20 points per game. His trade value might be the highest if he does not come back next year doing the same numbers. I mean, right now would obviously be where his value would be the highest. It's important to take the love for a player out of the equation in this situation. Now, if the Houston Rockets were to actually fall out of the top 4, there's a very legitimate chance. There's a 48% chance. Should they trade up? That's the question. And I think that where I stand on this issue is I don't really care what the Houston Rockets do, because I love Christian Wood, and I think Christian Wood is going to be a several-time All-Star. The thing is about max contracts, they kind of ruin teams. They ruin cap. The good news for the Rockets is you have John Wall off the books in 2 years. So with that contract just being gone, your biggest contract is Eric Gordon. And I still fully expect Eric Gordon to be traded. So Christian Wood, I really could go either way. If they were to make a trade, even not for a top 4 pick, if they even, I've been seeing even just some James Wiseman swaps for Christian Wood for James Wiseman. The younger the Rockets get, the better their future will be. The thing is, Christian Wood's only 25. If Christian Wood comes back next season, gains some strength, I really honestly think that's all Christian Wood needs to do to elevate his game, is just gain some strength, because he's fully capable of scoring on his own. He can shoot the 3 ball. But if he just adds some extra strength, that makes him a much bigger presence, not only in the paint, but on the defensive end. So if we have a Christian Wood who's averaging 25 and 10 next season, and we're winning games with him, I'm totally okay with giving him a max contract. But again, that's because I love Christian Wood and I've got that personal connection with him. So if they were to go out and make a trade for a top 4 pick, or if they were to go out and trade, say a swap for Christian Wood for James Wiseman, I'm not saying that would be the exact swap because obviously the contracts won't match up with that. So the Houston Rockets would be getting a little bit more for Christian Wood, maybe James Wiseman and a first or something like that. It really depends. James Wiseman's value is probably the lowest it has been since he came into the league because he, ended the season on an injury. Didn't play particularly well, especially in the second half. He started off looking good, but after the first couple of months, he didn't really look too great. It's tough though when you're playing with Steph Curry. It's just kind of got to work the offense through Steph. So for a rookie, that's going to be a hard concept to just kind of grasp as well. He's just never played with Steph, and next year the Warriors will be just fine. But for the time being, that's my stance on Christian Wood. Is I honestly just don't have a stance. I could see the logic to both sides where you keep him moving forward. Maybe at the trade deadline is when they start to take a look at, hey, maybe let's trade him. If he's having a good season or if his value's looking good, the Houston Rockets, maybe they're, hovering around that top 4 pick again. Maybe that's when you trade Christian Wood, get some young assets, get some first-round picks, trade him to a championship team. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about Christian Wood. If you have an opinion on him, leave a comment down below. But most importantly, hit that like button, hit that sub button, and I'll see you guys later.